So this is just the mobile task. I've got the mobile class here. It's pretty much set up just as described in the PDF. There wasn't a lot of room to change the class in the task requirements. Basically, just got the implementation for Gym Mobile, just like the PDF requests. Also added Ash Mobile, just as a little tester. We can run through and see that that works correctly. This is gyms. This is Ash. You can see it's all working correctly. There's not a lot to say about this task. I know we're meant to debug, but there's not much to debug here. Got the employee class for task 2.1. Basically, followed the instructions. This is how I've set up my tax tables. There's no real reason to include like between this salary and this salary, as the tax table sort of shows. The reason there's no need to do that is because, it's already captured between the different else if statements. So it's basically saying 0 to this, and then this to this. There's no real reason to split it up with two sort of logical operators here, saying like between 37,001 to 90,000. In fact, the way the tax tables are set up, it could actually cause a problem if, because we're not necessarily working with integers here. So say there was a value that wasn't, say it was between 37,000 and 37,001, it wouldn't be captured here, so I just thought it'd be better to sort of lay it out this way. So I think the best way to test the debugging on this is to actually do a different value for each section in the tax bracket. So below 18,200, 5,000 is below that. Zero tax. Let's give Ash a pay rise. We wanted zero tax, by the way, because of that tax bracket. Let's give him 19% pay rise. 5,000, 5,950. Let's check that out. Yep, that's right, that pay rise is correct. Still tax liability because I haven't met that bracket yet. Okay, let's try 170. I've already checked this out beforehand, by the way, and it does conform. It does conform to what other tax calculators and such return. So let's just check that we actually have a tax component. It's tax amount. Yeah, I mean, in this video I could go through a tax calculator, I suppose. We need this financial year. Did I not just do this? What's my income here? Oh yeah, but I'm raising it by 19%. Let's just take out the raise for a second. 170,000. What do you get for that? $50,397. 50,397. I mean, I could check for every bracket, but I don't think that's necessary. So I've got the car task from task 2.1. This one was pretty fun because we weren't told exactly how we had to implement everything. Still fairly directed, but yeah, so I read the instructions, made the classes based on how I interpreted the instructions. Like add fuel, it mentioned that it wanted it to increase fuel and tank, but also sort of like let the user know the increase in dollars, so it seemed obvious to treat it this way. Yeah, got my constant for fuel cost because that's not changing. Yeah, so that's the class there. The program itself basically just wanted to test that all of the different functions work. So I've recycled most or nearly all of my functions in the drive function. It seemed to say there was a lot that could be, reused inside of this one. Yeah, so for example, convert to liters and calc cost. They were two. Calc cost was also like sort of recycled in add fuel. Yeah. Oh yes, it did specify that it wants these to fuel and tank and total miles driven initiated to 0, so that kind of implies that when instantiating a car, you don't want that to be included in the constructor, those two. So fuel efficiency is the only one included in the constructor. We can test the drive function. $629. That was based on fuel efficiency of one gallon gets you 1 mile. 100, so that's gallon to liters is like 4.57, I think. Just double check that. 4.546. So this times the price, 1385. $629, $621, $629, $62. Yep, that seems to be working fine.